Hi guys, I'm really happy to have you watching my video. Today we are going to paint an ear with gouache. Our first thing to do is have a drawing made, and I will let you find a reference photo with a close-up of an ear and reproduce the drawing in a sketchbook. I'm using gouache as this is my favorite medium, and as you can see I store my gouache in a tight air palette. You can find this on Amazon, and between two painting sessions I keep my paint in the fridge, so it helps to keep the gouache dry. I'm selecting different colors to make the skin tones. Basically this is white, ochre, red, cobalt blue and a hint of yellow maybe. First you make your mix for mid-tone. I like to begin with mid-tones, so not too dark, not too light. Beware, because adding just a slightly hint of color can change the color really in a bad way sometimes. Then I guess you have to begin somewhere. There is no particular place to begin with. Beginning with the outer part of the ear. And you just compare to the reference photo and try to paint at the same time everything with the same value. Now it's time to move to another hue, maybe darker, so we can begin to place different values in the ear. This is a work you're doing constantly, adding a new value, and at the very end I will correct everything to adjust the colors. Now let's go for a very dark color, and as you can see I add quite an amount of cobalt blue, and this is giving a very dark and muted colors, so just keep this for the very dark shadows. And keeping the same color, I'm adding white in it and also a bit of blue as well, and this is just to make a nice gradient directly from the very dark shadow. It's time to place some light values. Obviously I will begin with a lot of white, and as you see I'm using the side of my already mixed colors. This is important that you have a quite large palette so you can make a lot of mixes and keep your existing colors so you can work from it. This way you're sure that all your colors are really matching together in your painting. As you can see, I don't really have a system, so I could fill it. I like to fill each color at one time. I know some people like to work from a complete finished part of the ear and moving to another one. I like to use the same color in different places at the same time, so it avoids me to wash my brush between each color, and I think you waste less paint with this method. I think I would need a more yellow color with a bit of white, because of course yellow is so powerful. You don't want to have a pure yellow in this part, and this is where I paint the lightest part of the ear. And the more contrast you have, the more volume you will have in your final painting. So the first wash is done, and now I will go on top of everything and will correct my values, because obviously this is a bit too flat. So this is all about darkening the darkest part and lightening the lightest part. You want to have the same range of colors, so this is why it's useful to have everything on your palette. You can just tweak a bit the colors existing on your palette. I think it's the easiest way to do this. Here I'm adding quite an amount of red, because as you know, ears has always a reddish tone inside. This is due to the blood just below the skin, and my experience is the more you push your colors, the better the result. I'm too shy and don't want to use a quite bright red, but in the end, I'm so happy I did it. And the thing with gouache is once it's dry, the value has changed, and especially for dark colors. When you apply the wet paint, it's really dark, and when it's drying, well, it's much more paler. So I'm going back on the darkest part with a really strong color. This is almost pure burnt umber, just to enhance the contrast. And the final touch, I will use titanium white with a very light touch, just to show the brightness of the skin. You know, inside the ear it's really bright and shiny, so you need to show this effect. And the best way is just to tap your brush with quite a thick paint. If you don't have titanium white, zinc white or Chinese white will do exactly the same. And that's it. The total time I spent on this ear was about 30 minutes. And I hope you can do something with this tutorial. See you soon, and thanks for watching.